Hi, it's Scott again with Infinite Freedom, and welcome to my next video. And if you've noticed from the first video, the background has changed. Well, we make changes sometimes, and these videos will evolve. The important thing is, in the first video, there were times I was going through, how am I going to do it, where am I going to be? I did several outside, I did some inside, I did some with a tie, some with not a tie, some where I held the camera, some where I set it down, some where I was real close, some where I was real far away, and nothing ever seemed to work. And I realized, you know what we're getting into? We're getting into a thing, and that's today's topic is going to be, as we start this, is going to be perfection paralysis. It has been said that it's a form of procrastination, which I do not like that description, because when people think they procrastinate, they think of something negative about their own behavior or their own personality or their own character, is that you're a procrastinator. It's a judgment, it's a bad label, and it causes us to feel bad about ourselves when you think I'm a procrastinator. When I started this program, I told you that I would always tell you why something happens and how you can fix it, exactly what to do. So again, you'll notice the background's different because I put the video up even though it wasn't perfect. There were some things I did that I may have touched my face somewhere, and I just said, you know what, I'm not even going to watch it through, I'm just going to post it because it will never be perfect and I'll never get it up. Nor will anything in your life ever be. So it's important to get through that, to realize that nothing's ever going to be perfect. But you know, there's the people that, I'm going to start my diet on the 1st of the month. I'm going to start exercising on Monday. There's always that, it has to be perfect. I have to do it on the 1st so I know that it's a full month. I have to do it on Monday so I know it was the beginning of the week. That's forms of perfection paralysis, where everything has to be perfect. In order to start my business, I have to have the website, the Twitter page, the Facebook page, the business cards. I have to have the logos designed. I have to have my pictures all taken care of. In order to be a singer, I have to have my songs recorded. It goes on and on. So here's why I believe that it's not a form of procrastination. But before we go to that, if you notice the background, like I said, the background's different. If you didn't notice that because you haven't watched the first video, go watch the first one, because that's important so that you know where we're going with all this. Anyway, back to what we were saying. Perfection paralysis comes from not from a need to procrastinate. It comes from a need to be perfect. That seems simple, doesn't it? The need to be perfect is usually from a concept that I've heard in the past before. I didn't come up with this myself. It's called NGE, and that stands for never good enough. And you'll remember that if you're a perfection paralysis type of person, you can easily look back and realize there were people in your life that it was never good enough. There were things, no matter what you did, if you did a project for school, there was something wrong with the border. There was something wrong with the color on the paint. There was always a person in your life that, well, it looks good, but, you know, let me give you a perfect example from me and from my personal life. I'm going to open up. I'll be honest about who I am. My dad was this kind of a person. The first car I ever bought, and it's hindered me buying any other car as far as financing. I went in, got the deal done, drove up in the car that I wanted. It was the one I had dreamed of since I was a kid. I was a teenager and I wanted this car, and a few years later I went and got it. As soon as I showed it to him, he said, "How much did you pay for that?" And I told him, and he said, "I could have got you a better deal." It was just wow, that's awesome. Wow, you did something. It was just, I could have done something to help you better. You didn't. And ultimately what it comes down to is you weren't good enough. The deal I made wasn't good enough. And that kind of behavior leads to, you don't want to show anybody anything. I don't want to film a video and then show it to people because they're obviously going to say, well, you know, your background could have been better. You could have had something else. You know, you could have talked about, you did something, you blinked too much, you looked up too often. And if you get that way, then if you don't do things, then you never experience things. And I just want to say what a shame it is. And I hope that as we go through this, that one of the things you'll realize is that to be on the receiving end of that is bad. To be the person on the giving end of that is even worse. To be a person who discourages people from doing things. And the reason it's discouraging is because you care about their opinion. And when all their opinion is you're not good enough, then it hurts. It does. And it stops you from doing the things you want to do. So that's why we procrastinate with perfection paralysis. And now I'm going to tell you what to do to get over it. First of all, when we go through infinite freedom is to take control of your own feelings and realize that others have control of theirs. So the first thing to realize in dealing with the never good enough syndrome is that you will never be good enough to them ever. And it's not you. Nothing will ever be good enough to them. Nothing. No matter what you do, no matter what the world does. Most of these people suffer from OCD because everything has to be in the right place, everything. And it will never work. You will never be good enough. There will always be a criticism. But ultimately, let me tell you that if they're family members and they love you, then the thing is that you are good enough to them. They just have an issue with nitpicking at things and finding fault. And that's not your fault. And that's not for you to deal with. So you just have to remember that the person that does that, it's not you, it's them. And that's hard to get through, but once you identify that, you can move on. And then when you realize it's important that if you don't do things and you don't share your dreams and you don't share, one of the things in my life was I turned into the person around my NGE people as I was the dreamer. I was the one always chasing dreams. I was the one who couldn't live in normal life. I had to be bigger than life. It was dreams that I had that I couldn't let go of, and everybody got hurt, and I always was falling down, and I was always trying new things and making mistakes. And oh God, if he could just get a regular job and just do a regular life, then he'd be fine. We shouldn't be that way. And you shouldn't be afraid to fail. You've all heard Michael Jordan has missed more shots than he's made. When I drive by a cemetery, I just want to say that I always think of all the books in that cemetery and all the songs that'll never be read, never be heard. That's a shame because someone didn't encourage them to do it. Well, I'm here and I'm encouraging you. Take something that you've wanted to do and don't be afraid to do it. Don't be afraid. And here's the main reason. That you, right there, you're the only one who can do what you can do. You're the only one that can draw the picture that you can draw. You're the only one that can sing the way you can sing. And when you're gone from this planet, there isn't going to be anyone who can replace that. So it's time. The time is now to start taking control of your own life. And that's with this program. It's right now. Decide that you're going to take control of your own feelings. And you're going to take control of your own life. And you're not going to be afraid of what other people think. So there's why you do it. It's because other people in your life have discouraged you from doing things. What you're going to do to change it is you're going to realize that it's not them. I mean, that's not you, it's them. And you're going to realize it's time. It's time to do things. So do things on your own. Start things. And the main thing is share them with people. Because I guarantee you will find the people in your life who will encourage you and will love what you do. So I'm Scott. We are with Infinite Freedom. I'm showing you how to have the ultimate freedom in your life. And I'm encouraging you now to take on a dream that you've had or a project that you want to do and just do it. Just do it. You have nothing to lose. So again, thank you. Subscribe to the channel. And subscribe. You can go to my Twitter page and you can see tweet updates. Go to, what else? Facebook is going to be there. And we're going to do more. And next time we'll conquer a new subject. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.